Feeling flattered already. Oh, hello. Welcome to the Harmacy. Are you just looking around, or is there something particular that I can help you find today? Harmacy. Yes, that's right. That's what this shop is. We specialize in things that can, well, cause harm. Whether that be minor curses, strange potions that have unfortunate side effects, all kinds of fascinating things. You know, so many people, when they hear the word poison, all they think of is awful, ugly things that can kill you. And of course, there are plenty of poisons out there that can do that. But there are incredible applications for poisons and cursed items if you just have an open mind and a bit of creativity. Like, for instance, let me see, where is it? Ah, this one. This is a poison per se, but this is my acidic slug repellent. Now, acidic slugs are a real problem around here, especially in the spring when all the larvae start to creep out of the soil. Now, as a goblin, I am usually a fan of things like slugs and snails and any sort of the creepy crawlies, but the acidic ones do tend to cause some problems. You don't want little holes melted in your homes from the acidic slugs getting in, and of course they can wreak havoc on every other nice little plant in your garden. So it is very, very important to have a good amount of acidic slug repellent around. Now, these are ingredients that they're not really going to eat them. I don't want to actually kill the poor little slugs. They're just doing their little sluggy thing. But it's made of poisons and ingredients and things that they very much don't like, and so they will avoid it. So all you have to do is take this little bottle and sprinkle it around the perimeter of your garden or your home, and no acidic slugs will get anywhere you don't want them to be. See? Very, very useful. Or, oh, I have this one. This one is very popular with students at the university, or, you know, just someone in a job that they hate. These are my instant ills drops. All you have to do is take one little drop of this. Just one little drop on your tongue, and it will instantly make you rather sick. Not sick so much that your life is threatened or anything like that, but very unpleasantly sick, where you would not want to be going to work or to school or something like that. Obviously, it's rather unpleasant to be sick, but perhaps you're a student with a test that you didn't study for, or a project that needs a little more work, or maybe you're going to work and there's going to be a horrible, boring meeting or something like that. You can just take one of these little drops on your tongue and get out of it for the day. Now, the actual sickness varies a little bit person to person, so, you know, it might be vomiting, it might be a high fever, it might be, you know, things like that. There is some variety to what the sickness will be, but I guarantee it will get you out of a day of unpleasantness. I wouldn't suggest taking these more than once a week or so. The side effects of kind of piling them on together can be a little bit severe, but once a week you can get out of something that you don't want to do. See? Rather nice. Very, very convenient. Of course, I also do have plenty of things if there's perhaps a neighbor of yours that has just ticked you off one too many times and needs to be taught a lesson without actually, like, really hurting them. But there are plenty of unpleasant things that you can do to them. Let's see. This is a very, very popular one. This is my draft of Misfortune. All you have to do is put a little bit of this, just a little bloop of that, into someone's drink, and they will have terrible luck for the next week. Now, it's not going to be enough to cause serious harm, I mean, unless they're in a very hazardous place when they have bad luck, but it will be things like, dropping something and it breaks, or stubbing their toe more often than normal, or maybe just missing out on a great opportunity. All kinds of interesting things. Perhaps tripping at a time that is a bit embarrassing to trip. So this one is very, very popular as well. Again, this is not for someone that you want, but it can certainly send a message. And even if you don't want to send a message per se, if you just want to mess with someone, that can be fun too. Otherwise, I have a few very interesting ones that can be quite frustrating. Like, this one. This is one of my absolute favorites to slip into people's drinks. This is my potion of violent sneezes. If someone drinks a little bit of this, they will, throughout the day, erupt into a fit of sneezing at very inopportune times. Perhaps giving a presentation at work or at school, or talking to someone that you fancy, any of those sorts of things. Then you will all of a sudden erupt into sneezing. It's quite fun to watch. Yes, that one can be quite nice. Or if you would really like to frustrate somebody, this one I highly recommend. This is my Elixir of Babble. Now, if someone takes a little drink of this one, all of their words will come out jumbled. So if you wanted to say the sentence, "The sky is very pretty today," it might come out, "Pretty the sky very today, blah, 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 blah." And so it will be very, very difficult for anyone to actually understand what you're saying. That can be quite frustrating, going around all day trying to speak eloquently, and you can't get a single sentence out the way that it's supposed to be. Quite delightful, if you ask me. Another one that is very, very fun if you're going to be using it on someone that you can watch. Otherwise, I do certainly have some potions that are just good for, other purposes. Perhaps you need to, slip past a guard at a heist or something like that. Maybe you need a little bit of this one. Essence of Poppy. Now, the poppy flower is quite a fascinating flower. It's very pretty when you look at it, but it can have fascinating effects if you actually ingest any of it. Some of the plant can create sort of hallucinations, things like that. It can, in small doses, be used to treat things like pain. It can help alleviate that. But too much of it can cause disorientation, dizziness, slowed heart rate, and sometimes death-like symptoms. It's not very pleasant. But say you needed to just get past some guards, you needed them to fall asleep for a while, or just feel a little disoriented for a while. A little sip of this one could be quite nice. Now, of course, potions are not necessarily the most convenient thing if you need to cause somebody misfortune or harm. So I do have some other items here that are not just potions. Don't you worry about that. This one is one of my very favorites because it looks like something that is a good thing, but it is in fact not a good thing. This is an Amulet of Heaviness. Now, it looks like an Amulet of Divine Protection, if you don't know exactly what that is. So, especially if you have a friend who is a cleric or something like that follows the teachings of a particular deity, they might like something like this. You could also make up other things about it, you know, whatever would appeal to the person that you want to give it to. But it is, in fact, an Amulet of Heaviness, and when you put it on your neck, it will very slowly, over the course of, you know, quite a while, so you don't really notice it, it will get heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier until it is almost unbearable and you can hardly walk because of this weight around your neck and on your shoulders. It's very unpleasant. Very, very unpleasant, especially if you are someone who has to fight or perform in some way. This can be quite a cumbersome little accessory. Yes, that one's quite a clever one. I like that one. Otherwise, similar to the Draft of Misfortune, I also have a Ring of Misfortune. Now, this one is particularly nice if you have an enemy who likes shiny things, pretty things, treasures, things like that. You could even slip it into sort of the winnings of a particular heist or something like that. It is quite lovely. If you look at it, it just looks like a beautiful ruby ring. But if you are wearing this ring, you will have very unfortunate things happen to you as long as you're wearing it. Again, not particularly deadly or harmful things, but just very awful inconveniences. Stubbing your toe or tripping, perhaps a bout of sneezing, I'm not really sure, but all kinds of just very unfortunate things. Bad luck will follow you wherever you go if you're wearing this ring. So that can be quite a nice one to gift to someone as well. Otherwise, you know, I've got a nice array here of poisoned daggers. Always nice to have something like that in your possession, especially as a rogue if you're needing to carry out some sort of an assassination. You don't even really have to get that deep of a hit. Even just a little nick from a blade that has been coated in poison is enough to do the job. These can be quite useful, as I'm sure you can understand. Ooh, this one is quite nice as well. This one is a lovely little mirror. A hand mirror here, but this is called the Mirror of Self-Doubt. You see, if you gaze at your reflection in this mirror, your face will seem a bit off. Perhaps your eyes are very far apart, or perhaps your nose is much larger or much smaller. Perhaps your face is covered in blemishes. Whatever the case may be, anything that would make you uncomfortable to see in the mirror, you will see. That can be quite a fun one. You could even just keep this, you know, on your possession, and when someone wants to look at them, you say, "Oh, here you look great," and they in fact do not look great according to the mirror. That can be quite a fun one too. Always fun to mess with fellow heist members or something like that. Maybe that's something that you would like. Otherwise, I do also have the comb here. Now this looks like just a simple little alabaster comb, but it has actually been cursed. It is called the Comb of Itchiness. You see, if you use this comb and brush it through your hair, it will, well, make you itchy. Not right away. It starts very, very small and grows so that you don't immediately associate it with the comb. But your scalp will just be very, very itchy for a while. Of course, it does wear off, but the more that you can get someone to use this, the better it will be. And then they'll just perpetually be itchy. Especially, if they use it once, a few minutes later, their scalp starts to itch. Maybe they would take the comb again and use it again to try to get rid of the itching. And then a few minutes later, the cycle starts over. So you can see how that would be quite useful. And then, of course, I do just have a very nice array of actual poisons, too, Chimera Venom, this one is a nice one. This one has a nice bit of acidity to it. So not only is it poisonous if you drink it or ingest it, but even just getting it on the skin will burn. It could even sometimes be used maybe to get through a locked door. You just take a few drops of this and put it onto the lock, and it will melt the fine little mechanisms inside the lock so that you can just waltz right in. Of course, you can't undo it, so it can't be somewhere where you're trying to sneak in and out unnoticed, obviously, but lots of fascinating applications for Chimera Venom. Or I have this one. Now, this can be good or it can be bad, depending on where the person goes, but it is quite entertaining one way or another. This is a coin of magic. If you slip this into somebody's pocket, it almost disintegrates. It turns invisible and slowly fades away so that it is virtually, completely unnoticeable. But if someone has this in their pocket and it disintegrates, then everything around them that has any sort of magical capabilities, magical tendencies, will be attracted to them. Now, that is magical items will be drawn to them. They will be more likely to find them. But it can also be magical creatures, things like golems or mechas that have been enchanted, anything like that, even magical traps, any kind of, reanimated corpses, anything like that will seek them out. So this can be quite a little fun thing to have in someone else's pocket as well. Of course, not yours. Make sure that if you put it in your pocket, that you put it in a bag inside your pocket and then it won't dissolve. If you slip it into somebody's pocket, it is a one-time use thing. Now, don't worry. It does eventually wear off. It takes a few days, maybe up to a week, something like that. So, but it can be quite interesting. Or, of course, my favorite item in the entire shop. This little poison right here. This one will kill you. Oh yeah, even just the tiniest little drop of this, and it's light forever. Even just getting some on your skin, if it absorbs into your skin, will cause a very slow and excruciating death. So you don't even really need to dip this into somebody's drink. You just splash a little bit on them, and it'll be all over eventually, after they've gone through quite a lot of pain. Of course, you do also need to be very, very careful when you are handling this, because you don't want to get any on you, obviously. But it is quite fascinating, yes. So, that was a whole lot of different things that I showed you, but are any of those interesting to you? Anything here in my Harmacy that you might enjoy? you want everything. Oh, wonderful. It is so nice to finally meet someone who has an appreciation for potions and curses. They really are some of the most wonderful, versatile things out there. Oh, I am just so pleased, so pleased that you are so very interested. Wonderful. Yes, of course. Let me get these all packaged up for you, shall I? The acidic slug repellent. Make sure that your garden is perfectly protected. And the draft of misfortune, in case there's anything that anybody who needs a bit of bad luck to humble them a little bit. The instant ills, you're interested in that one too? Ah, good. Yes, this one can be quite nice. Really comes in handy. Tests, big presentations, a bad date, anything that you need to get out of. So, you're sure to do it that way. The essence of poppy. Did you want this one too? Yes, this one is quite nice. Quite nice. And again, lots and lots and lots of different applications. Of course, with that one, just be careful that you don't give too much to anyone, because it can, if it's too much. But just one little splash will be enough to get whatever you need done. The Elixir of Babble. Did you like this one? Yes, the one that makes your words come out misordered and in gibberish. Good, good. This one is quite entertaining, I think you will find. Should last you a nice long time, too. How about the violent sneezes? Do you like that one, too? Wonderful. Excellent, excellent. And, let's see. How about some of these items? Are you interested in them, too? The Amulet of Heaviness, perhaps? Good, good. I hope that you have someone in mind for this who is particularly obnoxious in their piety and their morals. You know, you could even make a joke as it gets heavier and say, well, maybe it's just the weight of your morality weighing you down. Whatever it is that you would like. All right, wrap this one up too. And the ring of misfortune, the ring of bad luck. Were you interested in this one too? Excellent, excellent. Yes, this is quite pretty, and so it would make a wonderful gift for any annoying person, wouldn't it? Wonderful, wonderful. How about the poison daggers here? Good, good, yes. This is a very nice set, too. It's just rather dramatic looking. It works excellently for the poison. And then it's got this also, this little one here. That would be excellent for any sort of covert operations. That little one you could even just tuck into your sleeve if you need to sneak it in somewhere. Yes, quite wonderful, quite wonderful. And how about the mirror of self-doubt? Did you want this one too? Good, 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 good. This one can be quite fun, yes. Ugh. Quite delightful, if you ask me. How about the comb of itchiness? Did you want this one too? Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, this one is kind of... It's sort of a snowball. It's the gift that keeps on giving, really. And then the Chimera Venom. Did you want some of this one? This one has, as I said, wonderful applications with its acidic properties to it. Good, good, good. And then this little guy too. Wonderful. Just be careful with this one, like I said, you know. Wonderful. Oh, I forgot this one. The coin of magic. Did you want this one too? Wonderful. Well, that is quite a lot there, isn't it? You must have quite a few people who have irritated you in the past. Or maybe just one person who was very, 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 very irritating. No. You don't have to tell me what your plans with any of these things are. This is a judgment-free zone. I will not ask, and you will not tell, all right? Oh, and also, just so you know, obviously, I am not liable for anything that you do with any of the things that I sell. Not that that would be, legally binding or anything like that. You certainly can't prove that it comes from my shop. Nothing has the name on it here, but, just so you know, you are responsible for your actions, and I am not. Okay. All right, wonderful. Just had to clear that up there. But now I'm sure that you're an upstanding citizen, and all of these things are just in good fun, obviously. Well, thank you ever so much for coming in to the Harmacy today. If you ever need anything else to cause harm or anything like that, you know where I am. Have fun.